And we're live on twitch.tv/Xisuma, where we are not playing on the Hermitcraft server. This is a single player world, a backup for building. I'm going to have to say that over and over again today. I know it. I just know it. Look at this gorgeous build over here, eh? This prismarine, we're going to roll with some of that. Hey, these blocks go well with the prismarine. We're going to build an aquatic shop that's going to take up the corner of this area here. Assuming I can buy the land, which hopefully I will be able to. First of all, we're going to build out a block palette. We're probably just going to start off with all the prismarine blocks. This one here will probably be not get used very much, as it's kind of like hard to... Well, it sort of gradually changes colour, right? So... it looks a little different every time you try and build with it. Welcome everyone in chat. I hope you're having a good day. It is a Saturday morning. Make it underwater. I could build an underwater shop in the ocean, but no. I've already planned to build far too much of it over here. So these are our green, teal colours, whatever you want to call them, that are probably going to be a large portion of this build. What other colours could complement it, I'm thinking? Feel like these are too strong. We also got terracotta, right? I feel like water. That's got a watery vibe to it. So maybe that's... hang on. There's a couple here now that are jumping out to me. Maybe that one as well. So we've got a slight bit of teal. Yeah, that's going to mix in. Now, that might enable us to use white as another accent here, you know, kind of get that through line where we get some teal, white, and grey mixing with these colours. This has a little bit of that going on, and then more watery colours over here, the blues. We got that. By the way, I want this building to wrap around, so I could literally be building this where it ends up being. Okay, so with that in mind, let's type in white and look at what we've got available. Peeps are suggesting yellow, orange, acacia and red sandstone. They sound very contrast heavy. I think there's naturally going to be a lot of blue in there because we're going to end up with water as we're building aquariums. And we'll probably go for something natural like sand and grass. The yellows and greens will get in there. Why do I feel like there's something I'm missing here? So yeah, they would all go together probably pretty well, I think. Potentially diorite. White wall I didn't put on there. Maybe that's the one I was thinking of. Isn't there some other bright white material? Iron? Quartz? That's the one. Snow. So lots of white blocks available. Bone blocks. There you go. Right, we've got a good selection of different types of white, right? We can probably eliminate some, like, I think the iron isn't going to work out in there, but there you go. We'll keep these around, there's lots of options, right? You can look at these and think, well, quartz has slabs, so that might be useful, whereas diorite has slabs, I guess, and that's about it. You know, slabs and stairs. Jay says, totally fixing the squid farm. Totally fixing the squid farm? What? Anyway, we've got noises in the air. Miyataki's here for 54 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Delgofo's here with a prime. Comodust Fire here for 8 months. Slarky Malarkey 15 here for 3 months. How am I doing? I'm doing great today, actually. Miss Grimmy is here for 7 months. Mon PJC is here for 19. And we got RH Golf 44 here for 8. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the support, peeps. Yeah, so white and teal are two colours that are going to go together well. Then we got the blues of water. We're going to use water inside of the build. I think the deeper... Oh, hang on a second. We've missed a colour here. Let's put it at this end. Yeah. We will need to refine which ones we're going to use, but the point is to kind of establish the colours that you want to go for. Maybe some ice would go good in here. There's some more ice. Glass. Always important to think about that. So essentially we're building out our block palette so that we can reference it whenever we're trying to figure out what it is we need. And how far along did we get this? We got down to like the glass. So there's blue concrete. Then there's the blue ice. And that's kind of it. So those are going to be colours that go together really well, quite naturally. I think now what we need is like the contrasting structural element. I think the blue's going to be more inside because we're going to have a lot of water inside the shop. We could make the entire shop sort of submerged, right? I missed blue corals, says Fran. We're looking at blocks, not so much the details, right? Well, I guess that is a block, but it needs water next to it, so it's a little awkward to build with. So up here, we saw that, well, dark prismarine can be used as a contrast to the prismarine. I'm pretty sure we're going to use prismarine as the main building block. And then B-Dubs has gone for grey here, which is absolutely fine. I think we need something more bold. And I'm wondering if... See, I don't want to use this again particularly, but it could be part of the next structure that we build. Just going to throw down some basic blocks. I do not want to make something as dull as just, you know, 3-block indent each time, but just one step at a time. It's probably going to mix really well. I think the problem is it's going to then encourage me to bring too much of this over to this side, right? Like we want to make the next thing along rather distinct. And if you look at the way these other buildings are done, they don't particularly bring something along. I like this here. I think that kind of nook shape is pretty cool. I want to remember that. So what material are we going to put between it? Blackstone maybe? I keep thinking about this one. Like, does Blackstone look good with Prismarine? Oh, by the way, I've got World Edit, so let's go grab an axe. I think as cool as it's going to look with dried kelp, we have to rule that one off, right? So what we'll do to rule it off is just start with our next thing. Actually, let's put it back by 1 block. Start of our next thing here. Probably don't want to line up the heights, so we'll have it go 1 block lower. And in terms of panels, I think we'll put in some better parameters for what we're doing here, right? Like, if we're going to use walls and stuff, there's like a 2-block gap, and then a 5-block gap. Using depth, you can really squeeze it into like smaller spaces. So let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 each time, right? 2, 3. The corner's going to be tricky because I kind of want to do like a wraparound thing and have a curved part of this building. Oh yeah, game rule. Do the cycle false. Time set 6, 1, 2, 3. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. Right, we got noises. Oh, what did I say? What did I say? I said it. It's too close. So what we're trying to do is just get a feel for what Blackstone is like when it's close to Prismarine. I feel like that's just way too contrasty. The Blackstone is going to be like a grid in front of the Prismarine. We need something more complementary going on here. This warped stem might not be a bad choice. So now we get to use World Edit, right? This saves us a lot of time. It's actually polished Blackstone. And then warped. Let's do that one. It's a little too much. A little too much. It complements well, but it's a bit much. That's more of an interior, I think. More of an interior material. More of an interior to it. Maybe using something plain and solid might work. Alright, those noises in that eardrum. We got T-Zavel here subscribing. Some random noob here for 4 months. And we got Aris Tomeo here for 8 months. Currently in hospital. Jeez. Hope you're doing okay, buddy. If I want to give the support this month again after I'm back, I'll hopefully be on some more streams again. Well, I hope you recover well and hope to see you again in the future. Thank you everyone for the support. We got Rebecca11 gifting a sub to Estellian. Thank you, Estellian, as always, for all you're doing. Thanks, Rebecca, for gifting the subs. We got Remelos TV here for 8 months. Been a while, but you're here. Glad to have you with us, dude. Glad to have you with us. So yeah, maybe using something flat would be good. Flat colour. See, Scar's made the blackstone work over here really well, but it is very bold, and I think it suits those colours far better. Ah, look. Here's actually something with a similar block palette using blackstone. I mean, maybe if we used it lightly like this, maybe this is the way that we integrate some blackstone, right? Let's try the idea of using a solid colour first of all. Which you can actually do just with commands, so. That's not right. Replace, what's this thing again? Warped. That one with... do you know what? I'm going to instinctively avoid flat textures like that. I feel like that's not going to work for me. So here's an idea. This stone can be replaced, which is good. So we saw that, and it kind of looked alright. Now let's put something dark behind it. And then this material alongside that. Now we can put this over here as... In fact, actually, we might use dried kelp again by maybe replacing that dark prismarine with this. So then we're going to add lots of depth to this storefront, right? Like that, and then we'll have room for some windows. Actually, it's a good point. Like, I'm kind of designing more of the sort of upper area. We need to think about the shop layout, but so far I think that's good. You'll be able to put some windows in, nice and easy, right? So maybe let's replace our dark prismarine with dried kelp. Oh, hello. No, how am I pressing that wrong each time? I feel like that could actually work as an integration. Probably better higher up. Not so much lower down. I don't really want to build the upper part before we build the lower part, but I think, you know, going with these grooves, that's going to work for us. So in terms of a storefront down the bottom, we're going to need big windows. We're going to want to lower the ledge. Maybe find ways to use blackstone like this a little more. This is the haircut shop. Oh, that's a great bench. That looks really good. Dang, that's a really good bench. Right? Is that? That's Grian / B-dubs. I don't know who that is. That's some sort of weird mashup. It's a remix. It's a Hermit remix. Live in the world. You can't see blackstone well with kelp behind, says Pitmaster. That's kind of the point though, right? That's kind of what helps it here, is that it doesn't pop out so much against the next thing along. So the dried kelp to the prismarine, and then prismarine to the prismarine bricks is a really nice, like, just look at the blend going across. It's really nice. That's going to work up top. So what we'll do is move this like 6 blocks, right? And we'll deal with that when we get to it. So we're trying to figure out our storefront. I think we want it to be lower. It's going to have its roof somewhere around this sort of block height. I think maybe we do actually need, like, if we put prismarine on top, maybe we just need like a different block palette down the bottom. Thinking maybe the blues, but I'm trying to reserve the blues for the inside. I like Like this here, like this is a very, look at this, like very contrast heavy, bold building. So there's no reason that we can't do something similar. So we could be looking at prismarine up top, something contrasted in here, and then a lot of prismarine and blues on the inside. Maybe we put the white in down the front. Maybe that's our like lure. Oh, okay. I like that idea. Let's broken timer, says Exile. Let's check the timer. Oh, yeah. I could have swore I pressed start on that one. Where are we at? 15 minutes? 16? About to get there? Dang, 16 minutes. That just flew by, that did. There we go. Thanks for pointing it out. Listening to the Minecraft music today, literally from the game. Then we got some C418 queued up. No, alright, please, says Ender Dan. I think it can be really great if used right. Not just the polished diorite though, not the other one. Bone blocks are nice and structural, although they are kind of more like pillars. Dang, but building can be tough. But the key thing I've learned about trying to build is that you got to be persistent. Right, like things look ugly when you first make them. One block on its own doesn't look good. You have to place a lot of blocks to start getting the ball rolling, so to speak. So if we're gonna have, maybe black would be the perfect kind of contrast here. So just for now, we'll put in that shape that we saw at the other shop. We can change it up later. So I'm not sure that dried kelp will be the material choice here, but yeah, it probably won't. But something like that, right? Except we want it to be one block lower. And we've got a noise in the ear. It's Grey Strover here for 3 months. Thank you so much, Grey Strover. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream we're doing here. I actually feel like warped wood might be best around here. Also got so many more options with warped wood. Look at all this. Oh, and we never put that in our block palette, nor the doors. I'm going to throw that just over here as a reminder. So, kind of want to keep some depth going on. Maybe with that texture along. Try something a little different from what I've seen elsewhere. It's got a bit more of a grid to it. That's really nice. That's quite the nice frame. It's a bit bold. It kind of pops out a lot. Maybe... No, I think leaving those closed is good. This here has got to change. Now, maybe dried kelp actually just works back there. Not so sure. Not so sure. Maybe we rotate these that way. It's a very bold texture to work with, and it's at the moment it's kind of like rubbing up against this white down here. I was thinking about... yeah, I think texture is going to be key here. What best mixes with that? Probably wool, actually. So we have a good old window there with some blue behind it. Well, do you know what? Let's grab that. Let's try this back here. It's a bit noisy. I do like this. I do think it's got something to it. Oh, that looks so much better. I think... Oh, you don't have polished diorite wool. That's really annoying. Because I was thinking that... does that connect to glass? So it's a bit of a placeholder. We'll detail up the glass with colour later on, but let's say we go for something like that. Right, now we're bringing out some real kind of shapes here. Unfortunately, that is a pretty ugly texture. But it kind of works. I feel like some form of stairs are needed here. You see, you do get polished stairs. So maybe if we pop that out and this out. I like where that's going. I really do. I feel like that's far more interesting. Like, nice and white. That's going to look good with blues behind it when we look into the shop. The shop itself is potentially going to be flooded. We don't know. This structure will probably lend itself to being curved relatively well. I think we just got to get this bit here right, this sort of transition up above. 1, 2, 3. Let's just expand this again. We'll need some details out front to kind of fill up this space here a little bit. Maybe put in some benches like we've seen B-dubs and whatnot do. The wall is actually really nice there. This gets a bit fuzzy higher up. It's just this next bit here. This is almost there. Maybe let's pop that out. I feel like those don't actually do what I want them to do. Let's also type fence gate. We like these shapes. I mean, maybe a little birch in there could look good, right? What blocks am I holding? Let's get rid of that one for a second. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, now that looks really good. I really like that. Just the way you get that little, like, up, down, up. Huh. I'd say that's going well. And we're using the poopy block. It could it's the one thing. It could be a little nicer if it weren't so poopy. Dark prismarine, says Rafter. Ooh. That could help transition upwards. So what are we thinking? Like putting the dark prismarine here, because that goes well with the dried kelp, which we're gonna. Yeah, that's a little bit of an improvement. I think the birch. The problem with the birch is it's the only time we're gonna have that sort of that kind of what's it called? Fence gate. That kind of brightness. I don't see which of these other materials fit in there. Maybe dark, something dark or soft. So if we go back to using this, it's just that texture's a little bit noisy and it blends too well with the other ones. Now that is gorgeous. Ah, spruce and dark. They've always gone together really well. Spruce and dark prismarine. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere with this. I like it. Now, I feel like that could potentially work. We need to move on to this this idea of having the blackstone up here kind of pop out. That's all in the correct position then, right? So, thinking this might not stay, but we'll see where it goes. Also, should we put lights or lanterns on here? They have the right color to match our palette so far. Yeah. All right. Me like so far. We've got noises in the ear from GP Blazer here with a prime. We got Gasp and Say What here with Cheers and Bits. Hey X, are you planning on inviting anyone to Hermitcraft next season? I am not planning on inviting anyone. That's something we do as a group. So I can't just go, hey, do you want to join? But thank you for the cheers and biddies. I appreciate it. We got Power Stroking 247 here for 2 months saying, happy 2 months. Hey X, so I believe the whole HCBBS deal was a way to match creative players with technical players to get over the mid-season creativity blockers. Oh, those creativity blockers. Punch them. Punch them, I tell you. Was this a secret to the community and was it executed as a surprise? I don't know what you mean by a secret to the community. But yeah, I guess it's been good for some people who are technical, perhaps mixing with other people who are creative. But talking about the mid-season creativity blockers, like I'm a late game player. Like the beginning of the season is always like the least interesting to me, and like later on when you start to do these mega projects is where I really start to love the game. This is where it all comes to life. Yeah, so I feel like that dried kelp there, it just works. It's just the fact that it's right next door to dried kelp. I think we should actually get away from that. This is nice here, but it's going to recur again. And then if we wrap up it on this side and go, there's your 2 window sections because now we're going to curve this around the corner. We have to put another pillar of something in front of it. So over there it's dry kelp, we can get away with it. Over here, I think I'm going to have to just use this temporarily as a way to say there is going to be a pillar here. Alright, and that may or may not be a bad thing. It's going to define our corner section. We can simply shimmy this around over to that side. Or we may want it to be dried kelp again, so I think we need to get away from kelp being here. What would it be so bad if it... No, this naturally feels like there's a lip here, right? Like there's something going on. Maybe it's slabs, maybe it's... let's type in stairs and see what colours we got. Could use dark prismarine. Or the warp stairs. Or maybe blackstone. I mean, let's just try a few different things. We found out that spruce is going to look great around here. So, like a little bit of spruce wood. We also need slabs is the other thing. So, spruce, slabs. What other ones were we going to goof around with here? So there's our 4 candidate materials. I feel like that might just be too much. The one little bit, very good. So we'll rule that one out. Using more blackstone can potentially just add to its presence. Kind of creating like a nice dark outline with something bright in the middle. This would probably mirror well up top. Let's find out. And around like that. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be that. Oh, that's... Oof! I'm liking where this is going. Okay, that works. So the other candidate was probably warped, not so much dark. So the warped wood would probably be... You know, it's the same again. No, I think Blackstone's got this. What do you think, peeps? Spruce is bad, says Yanonis. Really? You don't like that spruce with the dark? I love that. I like it. I think it will look better if we find just 1 or 2 more places to use it. Peeps are saying Blackstone. I think Blackstone just won. Now, will this serve some randomization is my next question, okay? Before we actually find out the answer to that important question, very important, maybe we need to just define the height, the windows behind it, and then we can look at maybe randomizing a little bit here. I am also, the more I look at it, I really do feel like, is that a bad thing? Okay, chat, tell me now, do we need to ditch dried kelp for our new shop, or can we keep using it? If it's good, right? Okay, quite a few for ditch. Actually, lots of people are saying ditch. It is interesting. Many of you are saying to ditch it. Okay, we will try to ditch it, but honestly, I really think that looks good, and you know, we wouldn't have to use a lot of it. Maybe we're looking at like 1 pillar here, 1 pillar there, and it just, you know, it lines up with that over here. Interesting. Some of you do want to keep it, I will point that out. Okay, now this has pretty much built itself at this point. Questions being, how do we... Like, maybe we don't... Okay, yeah. Maybe we don't tie it up quite where you expect. So if we're going to have windows, right, like... We've got that going on, and then we need to just line up the windows. So maybe like 1, 2, bam. 1, 2, bam. Let's get the right color glass. I think it would be easy to pick cyan here, but maybe light blue. And we're probably going to need to make use of some stairs. So that's good. Now, you always got to remember that, like, behind the glass needs to be something else. I wonder if B-Dubs has done that. No, B-Dubs has got a lot of open space, right? Occasionally changing the glass color. Always a good idea. You know, some windows are dirty, some are not. There's always going to be something behind this. And sometimes I think what you can do is just block the window off at this place. at this spot. And that don't look so bad, does it? In fact, I quite like that. I feel like, you know, we could spend a lot of time looking for other... Actually, I really like the way you look up and the space is just there. I wonder if we can utilize that to some extent, right? Like, let's say the next floor starts here. Can we carry on with what we've been doing? So... Ugh! What are we looking at? Where does that start? So this one actually starts like one up, but I don't think you need like the rules to always be the same. Like if we decided this one sort of starts here. I need those stairs. Maybe there's something going across the middle. It actually looked kind of odd. Maybe all we need to do is just put that there and have it start here. So now the distance is equal to that. You wouldn't really see that window, but I think that lines up pretty well. Okay. I am loving where this is going. What we have to do, I think, is... something like that, yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so the dried kelp will go into that space. And then we just need something in here. I reckon walls. I reckon it's going to be walls, like... We're definitely going to need to put more details on than I'm putting. By the way, we've got noises in the ear. What was the last one I read? I might be double reading here. Peterson ES, thank you for 2 months. Cheeky Fox Glove, thank you for your subscription. We've got George Philos here for 18 months. How's my day going? It's good so far. Thanks for asking. We've got Ime Ferox here for 6 months. Appreciate it. Thank you for the nice message. We've got Captain Gamey TT here with a Prime as well. Appreciate it, peeps. Appreciate it. So this palette, like, we haven't used a lot of it over here. It's probably going to end up on the inside more so than the outside. Is this the clay shop, says Exile? Oh, no. This is not the clay shop. I think we need to bring this bit here back up at this height, right? Like... maybe some sea lanterns. I feel like sea lanterns would look good there, but none of the other buildings have been built with lighting in mind. Like everything here is not about putting lights in to stop mobs spawning it. Like that makes sense. You light up the Equi sign. And I think we should stick with that. We shouldn't really use... like, there's lighting here for the cafe, but, like, not only does it fit the build, you would have that illuminated. So, you could argue the windows could be lit up. And maybe that's something you do for detail at night, but this place is so unlit that you always pass the night here, because otherwise mobs start spawning everywhere. Like, look at the island. Like, the torches here were only placed by me. They're the only torches, and I put them while I'm working in the area, and I'll take them down after, you know? Now that actually looks good. I think what it needs now is something on the side. Like tie it back to that a little bit. I think it's a very contrast heavy idea. Introducing another colour which kind of fits in but doesn't really do too much, and then that is like rubbing the prismarine in your face, which could be a good thing. Okay, let's and then we're putting the prismarine here. It means that our building slowly changes colour over time as well. I think this is looking good. Wait, peeps like diorite? I've seen some people asking for diorite. Or a request to bring a little bit of spruce back. Interesting. Interesting. Let's grab that texture and... maybe that, actually. Ugh. That don't look right. Spruce and blackstone, I don't think they go together. Nah, I think we're fine. I think we got it. I also think this empty space here is good. Okay, we can like double this up now. This is all good to go, I believe. So in order for us to shimmy on what we built across to the next size, hang on, let me think for a second. Because we are essentially stacking this. So if I select it from here, did that? Okay, it did register. To there. So we need that. So what I'm going to do is stand in this particular spot to copy. And then we'll stand here to paste. And that should be good. We've missed a couple of blocks, we'll replace them. Now when I come to this site and do that, yeah, we're missing a couple of blocks, but that's fine. Ah. Oh! Woo! Me likey so far. That! Woo! That is something. Now, this building is going to be higher than the one next door, let me tell you this. Building is fun. I'm declaring it. It's official. Peeps, you heard it here first. Building is fun. Don't you agree? Oh, peeps in chat like it. Someone says flip it. Interesting concept. Flip it up to down, left to right, like it's already symmetrical. Yes! Yes! Woo! Me likey. Now, one thing we don't have up the side here is our dried kelp, and the building has to stand at this next point without it. It's something I did not consider yet. The timing couldn't be better, and these are on the inside, so actually we get away with the top part not having that to lean on. Interesting. That is an interesting little alinification. Oh, beautiful use of the English language. Alinification. Totally didn't make that word up. One thing I like to do when it's right here, when I build, is fill in the blocks that don't do anything with stone. Because then later on, when you're trying to figure out where you can build or not, or if you can rip out these blocks, like, if the ones that are completely unnecessary stone, it's super handy. So we'll fill all of this in with stone, right? And then later on, when I'm pushing around some blocks, I can be like, oh, I need a little bit of space here. Look at that, it's stone. I can replace it. That is actually correct, I'm pretty sure. No? No, I've definitely got the wrong bit. I've got to go one higher. And now it's obvious. Diamond blocks as a highlight in the gaps, says Challenge the Sensei. I did not think of using diamond blocks here. But they would fit that block palette for sure. Yeah, it's something to be considered, isn't it? Okay, let's boop that one there. Okay, so that's all good. Then we got the ones that I got wrong. We got noises in the air. We got Rubik's Cub here with the Prime. Thank you so much, Rubik's. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We got Pedro Jefferson here with Cheers and Bits saying, "Hey Zoomy, building is looking good." Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. This has turned out better than anything I thought we'd be building today. And that's actually kind of one of the fun things when you build, is that you try and get a picture in your mind of what you want to do beforehand. And the best stuff seems to come when it doesn't manifest that way. I can't really remember where I started with this one, but I'm pretty sure this is not what I thought it would look like. But as I was experimenting with blocks, you know, like certain things just emerged. Like here, I thought we were going to build something basically similar to this, but without the blackstone or the diorite, to be fair. But those things have just emerged as being what we need, I feel like. Okay then, now when we get to the top, I could repeat the same thing again, but that's obviously the roof element. This is interesting. There's a little bit of an overhang going on with this one, and over there as well. So maybe we could take a little inspiration. Not trying to do too much of this now, but an idea for when it's time to finish this off. Oh, do you know what would look good doing this? Oh, now I'm getting carried away. Like, I got an idea here. It might be hard to make this sort of wrap up against all that, but we'll figure it out. So now, let's use slabs. Also, let's finish that up. Whoopsie doopsie, I did an oopsie. There we go. I don't know, I kind of feel like there's something to this. Dang! That's a beautiful section of building right there. Woo! It's hot. It's on fire. Now, this pillar over here that people told me couldn't be dark kelp. I think it's dark kelp. I think it is literally dark kelp, this block. Let's do this the easy way as well. Oh, does it need to be too wide? Yeah, it does. It needs to be too wide all the way up. Bam! Now, it's imposing something on the side of this building. That's the problem. I think what we got to do with our corner is take away the dominance of this. So as we build the entrance is going to be in the corner. We shall try and minimize the amount that is visible. So maybe when we start building our diagonal windows or whatever it is, we build sort of across the front of it to take its edge off. But dang, man, this is some like fascinating building we're doing right here. Whew! I am stoked. Okay, so right, next step, we come over here. Where I'm actually... Yeah, no, I'm going to copy the whole thing. So, we'll use that as a marker. Right. We're going to take that all the way up to here. Did I include... Okay, I did not include this dried kelp pillar. I think I actually am, because we're probably going to want it again, and we'll need to figure it out again. Okay. Now, I copied to that block. So what I'm going to do is stand here, copy. We've got to figure out where... Oh yeah, and I've got to rotate. So 270 is the rotation. We got to figure out where that is. Okay. So if we look at the markings here, we've got 1, 2, 3 to that one. It's actually 1, 2, 3 there, right? That's pretty much it. Okay, now I copied standing here, right? So it's going to want to go there. So I stand there and paste. Now we're going to lose our block palette. Dang it, I spent so much time. So much time. I always do this, like in survival or in creative, I put like all the stuff right where I end up building. It's just the way to go. But we'll move them. And you know, they're just here as a reference now, really, because we're probably not going to use snow blocks. That looks rather unlikely, but we don't want to forget about the ideas of using the terracotta, especially the white. The sort of one that mixes these together. Okay, now that's probably enough, but... yeah, just going to bring that one and that one in. Okay, that should give us plenty of space. Right, so we stand here and we paste, right? Bam! So we copied the pillar. I thought we weren't copying that. Oh, dang. Right. Whew! It's getting hotter. It's getting hotter. Right. Oh boy. Wait, does that one... Yeah, we're currently building those 2 blocks up, right. Oh, so... Yeah, okay, so we didn't actually... Or did we? No, we copied that, okay. Got it, got it. Dried kelp blocks all the way up to this spot, and then we've got to find a way to kind of hide them. Let's just take a step back to analyze for a second. That is the way it's done. That is the way it's done. Now, this one over here actually stops there, and I think that we should do the same over this side, right? Okay, what do you think, peeps? What do you think? This is the way, says Mickey Mouse Jade, or Jedi. Peeps like it. Are you actually going to build 2, says Dino. Oh no, they're the same shop. They're the same shop. Now, one thing we'll do to bring a little distinction is we're gonna randomize some. I did say we'd do this earlier, but we'll. Okay, I need reminders for later. We need to. Let's get some signs. We need to randomize some of the blocks to distinguish them. So we're going to be randomizing blackstone and prismarine and glass. But we'll do that later. Blackstone, glass. That way when you look up to them, they don't feel entirely mirrored. That's going to be super important. Okay, I feel like that needs to be... Maybe it doesn't. But yeah, let's start working on this shop front. Maybe we don't need to use the walls there. Maybe we bring in something different. Like, another thing we're going to want is some letters that say, like, what's the name of this shop and what can we put into that space, right? Do an arc for the entrance. We'll see, we'll see. By the way, we've got a noise in the ear from Please Just Breathe for 6 months and Ollie WJW. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate it. What are we selling? We're selling fish, tropical fish, pufferfish, buckets. This is aquatic, right? But you know, what space do we have to work with to put in the letters? Also on a diagonal, I feel like a 3 or 4 letter word tops, right? Big window. We could actually put a big window here with an aquarium of fish. Is that a bit much? Maybe not put the name on it. Aqua. Fish. I do feel like tropic. I do feel like styling it is good. Also, if we used banners, we could potentially put the name of the building somewhere where it helps disguise the dried kelp. Tanked merino. I like merino. Like stylish. But aqua's pretty good. I think if we go in the direction of putting in wooden letters like we did here, we're going to struggle to make it really all work. So I think some sort of banners hanging down on either side could work well, and could also work really well to break up the dried kelp. So, I'm thinking we might want the entrance to actually be a little bit higher here. Just thought, doesn't actually have to line up perfectly each time, right? Maybe even down the bottom here. Maybe we could have like a raised up entrance. So like you step off the sidewalk and now everything's gonna at this height. Like a step up to get in. Not sure if that's really necessary actually. And then to have a aquarium like on display. Let's have a look at the glass options. I think you're going to have to go with this to really like emphasize the water that's going to be on the opposite side. So let's say we go with this. It's going to be about 4 blocks tall. And remember, peeps, nothing but water behind now. Could it also go here? No, no. I feel like the white probably needs to remain down the bottom. Let's go to the walls. The walls are the material to put there, but if we're not using white, can we introduce something different here? This is tricky now, right? We've got a great start. Now we've got to think about what's actually going to work as we try and do something a little different here. I think we should also like fly. Let's just fly around and take in like the beautiful builds around. This has been like the most helpful thing, to just have so many amazing builds like this, like signs. You're like, oh wait, maybe signs could be useful for us, right? There are so many ideas on display here. You just fly around for a little bit and remind yourself of like, that's really clever. But the fact that this entrance is diagonal is super tricky. I actually originally wanted it to be curved, but you kind of follow the build where it goes, right? Maybe actually that's not a bad thought to have. What if this was curved? Can you really show a curve with this much space? Like that's the most in terms of curve that you're getting. That actually feels way better. I like that. That's better. Shop name Fins. Zombie! Wait a minute, I made this peaceful earlier. Oh yeah, there's a data pack to make it hard because there's a weird issue with our server where it just sets itself into peaceful every now and then. There's this other part of building where you also got to ask yourself, like, what bit am I focusing on right now? Because as you build one bit, it influences the next, right? This idea of raising up the entrance here, I don't think makes much sense, actually. Let's try and keep our this thing like coming across here, or some of those colours at least. Or maybe not. Like, look at the curve we got going on up top. So maybe we're going about it wrong. Maybe we embrace a little bit of that kelp again. Just at the bottom here for now. So that's mirroring. And this would be like 2. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Am I nuts, or would it be a decent idea to introduce granite and some bricks for the entrance? You know, it could work. Could work. It's a bit bold. Oh yeah, we never put the diamond block in the palette. I just remembered that. Diamond block. The problem with this is it's too bright and shiny. It looks too novel. That kind of ain't so bad. Because you take most of it out of the equation. I actually sort of really like that. Not sure if it's just too bright or not. That makes this building considerably more expensive. I actually think... Someone says maybe not every floor. Yeah, it kind of looks like they're lights, right, that have been turned on. Maybe this is just another way that we can help bring about some variety and distinction. Like, you look up, it's not all the same. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. That's good. That's good. Someone says push it back 1 block. So it would be... I feel... Yeah, then that interferes with what you can see down below. So, let's just... That was good. We threw in some diamond blocks. This entrance area here, though, like a diagonal entrance, that's just tricky. Is there anything like that anywhere? We've got some curves. Scar's been building some curves, but I don't recall seeing a diagonal entrance. So I've set myself a challenge here, a real challenge. One of the annoying things about doing stuff on diagonal is that You either go with like that and you've got this feeling of like space between, or you do this and then it feels kind of clunky. Example being, actually, this, no, now that I say it, it probably looks way better like this, right? We had a suggestion to use bricks down here, like... Try look at wool. Someone says wool. Does this wool have a diagonal entrance? It does actually. It's quaint. It's small though, right? Like you got your diagonal border. I think we're seeing some wall blocks in between the regular. Well, there's a trick. Wall blocks in between regular tricks. Tricks in between regular bricks. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. We do have brick walls. We also got prismarine walls, which I just instinctively feel won't work down there. And then we got the diorite walls. At this site here, I'm just wondering... I do feel like we should get away from the entrance being distinctly the same height, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense that it would be. We are hitting a sticky point with this build. We could take a break and work on something different. There's no reason for us to stay doing the exact same thing. That being said, what did we learn a minute ago? So, I need 2 materials that are very similar to one another. Let's pull it out to 3, and then you would put like that in just to make it potentially like that. That's the way you kind of keep that nice curve. But this doesn't really have an entrance. Unless you do something different for your entrance. Totally different, just like throwing out a crazy idea here. It doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't scream entrance at me, but it's... The way it opens up is certainly interesting. Maybe you need to see more of what's behind, or maybe these could be slabs at the bottom and then you got like a 2.5 gap. Is that going in a direction, peeps? Is there something to this, or am I just mad? Outward curve, says Yano. I kind of don't want to do an outward curve. I feel like it would look so odd because it would rub up against the street. Gonna need to match the space of the street. Someone says remove the middle, so what are we talking about? Just having it like that? I kind of really like that shape. Too low. Yeah, maybe we play around with the height a little bit. Tell you what we can do in this space. We can shimmy our blocks. Right, and then down the front here, there's this chaos going on. I mean, we'd do it proper when we do it. Is that looking a bit more like an entrance now? Not bricks, someone says. Yeah, I don't think bricks is going to work here either. Maybe we just pivot back to diorite, right? Doing it right with the diorite. Taller, not higher, someone says. Okay, we can do that. That's easy. Move that by 1. It does have an entrance vibe to it, you know. I'm starting to feel it now. I am starting to feel like, hang on a minute, this is kind of all right. And, you know, I think if anything, if we had a bit more space and we could put 2 blocks between each of these pillars, it would look fantastic. It's just a little cramped, and I don't think it's going to work if we try and knock out one pillar, like, you know. That's not terribly bad, but I really want to keep this 3 pillars thing going. So I think that might be it. That might be our entrance right there. Now we want to think about how more of this integrates. Let's get rid of the glass. That's too soon for us to be thinking about the aquarium on top. For the floor we used this, and then we used wall up above. So maybe our shop floors are made out of this, which I'm not sure is right or not, but... Also, we could tuck in some lights down here, some sea lanterns, which surprisingly we haven't used yet before, but they would just go perfectly down there. And then obviously we'd have bricks and granite kind of all the way around the front here. It just hasn't been put in yet. That's all looking good. Oh yeah, and then some of those. Some of those. And then occasionally, I'm pretty sure there was dirt. Yeah. Except you need coarse dirt. Uh-huh. Gonna get rid of all the grass. There you go. It's got an alright contrast with the floor here. Now I think we want to look at... Oh, what if we made that part of the ceiling here? Ah! And then we change... Like we got... Like now I'm actually falling back to exactly what we got going on like in and around here. Whereas I kind of want more of a contrast. Let's try the wall blocks. Have the wall blocks first. Use diamond block above entrance. There's a suggestion, eh? Or maybe the sea lanterns again. Ooh. I mean, it needs the diamond block works because it had stuff around it, right? Then it just looks like you've thrown a diamond block at the build. Doesn't scream entrance at me yet. It doesn't scream entrance at me. It needs to scream entrance. It needs to scream it, you know. Like you're over here and you're like, what's that? Oh, look, there's the entrance. Oh, no. No! Oh, the rain and the thunder. We got noises in the ear. We got little Neros here for the Prime subscription, and Bossier Glint 08 here for 7 months, Jack Daniel 9, T with the 12-month, 1 whole year right there, and Mad Cow Chow here for 15. 15 is a nice solid number. It's divisible by 1, 3, 5, and 15. That is truth. That is truth. It's also divisible by 7.5. I'll point out. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Try Quartz Pillars. That is a fancy schmancy block. Ooh, that's nice. That does have some class to it. There's just a bit too much other stuff going on. And then the bottom texture there isn't quite right, but that's okay. Which, you know, we're not moving fast at the moment, are we? We're trying to move fast, but we're not. Okay, gonna have to push this back a bit again. Just thinking some sort of rise up like that kind of says a bit. Maybe go even higher with this. Sorry, window. You're in the way. See, with those pillars, now it's like a design choice, right? Like it's clearly your attention has been brought to this corner. So now we've got to sell it if we're going to do that. So obviously it's about what blocks are we putting behind it. Maybe if we just stack this up and see where that goes and what it feels like. We might learn something. Let's check it out. You know, kind of, but it feels very heavily contrasted to what's going on around it. It really needs something to pull it and make sense, I feel like. Right, we got 2,700 peeps watching. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I appreciate you coming by. Be sure to hit the follow button here on Twitch if you're enjoying it. I got a question for all of y'all. Should we take a break and maybe go work on something else for a little bit? Like, do you want me to keep going with this? Or should we take a break and try building something else? Oh, it's mixed. People really want to stick with me to stick with this, it looks like. Well, let's give it a tiny bit more time to see if anything kind of like jumps out or starts to make sense here. Hey, maybe having like this going on wouldn't be so bad. Well, that's actually... No, that's got something working for it. Now, is this one of those... Every now and then you come up with a moment where you can't actually, like, turn all of the stairs in exactly where you want them, because they're too close together. I feel like that really just added a lot to this. It just needs some sort of conclusion above it. Like, what if we can... Let's try these two things. This weird feeling like... Nah, this is going to be tricky to make work. Maybe I use slabs. There's something to this. There's something to this, I'm sure. This is a bit too chunky at the moment. Maybe... Let's go up by one. I'm not sure. I am not sure. So before we take a break and move on, we were kind of getting somewhere with this idea of how to remove the kelp. So maybe if we just go up to where we're not building at the moment. This blackstone stuff is really terrific. And maybe we bring... Oh, look, they're at the wrong height. Or are they? Maybe we can make a section that lines up with these ones. I'm not sure if they should even line up. Like, we could build it so that this is deliberately, like, the whole thing is like half a section up, and then where these come out, you got like this big, taller one right there, and that'll look great on the corner. Oh, we got noises in the ear. We got Puri here with cheers and bits. How about to put the aquarium outwards, like a balcony kind of feeling? Yeah, that's the idea. Like, we want to have an aquarium floor, like, pretty much right above this, where you can actually see all the fishies on the outside. But thank you for those cheers and biddies. Appreciate it. So, we've used a lot of blackstone. You know, maybe we can use more. I don't know, but... At this level, we'll do it like that, and it's... You know, it kind of works. At this level... We'll do it that way. Hang on a minute. No, that's correct. Definitely looks better to go for that kind of curve, doesn't it? So if we start with that and look at what's taking place around here, it's pretty obvious that something's got to change in the middle, although this might be shifted up half a block. What's annoying is that you can't then use the trapdoors in these corner spaces so well, because then you can't place like the one in that angle. So just to throw out some crazy ideas. A little too bright. I think I know what would go in here though. Some cyan wool. Actually, then it wouldn't even be visible. So you'd only need those ones. Would that look good if it were like this? Something like that. Maybe not. Maybe it's a bit too bold. The shape certainly helps. That's another point. Like, we could be doing this. Anyway, I like that. That's really good. So let's now grab it. Move it like a rabbit. What? What's the count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just move it up by 3 then. Oh! Right from there. It had something selected from down below still. Nope, undo. What's going on? It's not picking up. So I get a number. Wait, I have got it? Is that actually... It's got it. Okay, let's try again. Right, it moved that time. Oh, did I just... No, it all looks good. I might have messed something else up somewhere without realising it. One thing I will say, we haven't actually used that cyan colour before, so it really stands out. So if we use this, it's got more of a parallel with what's going on the sides. We do also want to cover up more of this. Actually, yeah, let's go big. Big on covering up the dry kelp, right? And now we've set up quite a nice frame for whatever follows it. We've got a noise in the ear. It's Pito Huey 13. Thank you so much for subscribing, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's nicer because it's a little softer and it matches what we've already been doing. I kind of feel like you're on the diagonal, so you're probably gonna see these bits open up when you look up. Right, so then what we're going to put behind it needs to have a big contrast. Now, we're going to use the blue and the white, more so on the inside. I think I think this isn't going to work, but because it doesn't look good next to blackstone. That being said, what other types of strip wood? Because the dark oak might be the better choice here, right? Okay, just as a bit of a pilot, like, let's get some blocks in so we can change them. We're just trying to figure out what colour is this going to be, essentially. So before you start screaming and kicking and going, X, you gone mad in the head. Yeah, not the worst thing ever, but probably not what we're looking for. I also feel like these here, that's not the way to do it. We're going to have to use this space. That's better already. What does chat say? X, you got made in the head, says Cax. I got made in the head. Oh. Oh dear. This is going to be the same up and down, by the way. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all help me out, okay? I'm gonna let y'all take the wheel in a second. Just let me place some blocks. Y'all are going mad in chat with suggestions. Mad in that chat. Okay, so what we'll do is select the whole thing. Okay, and we're going to replace stripped dark oak log with dun 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 lapis, says Robbie Groot. Lapis block. Surprisingly not so bad. The colour blue could look good here. If we make windows or something in this corner, that might not be so terrible. Okay. We're going to replace this with brown terracotta. I'm a widder shin. Brown terracotta. This is democracy in action right here. That's okay. Very plain. We do probably need to put more structure in, like colours. Colours can only tell us so much. Okay. Bone block, says Alma V. Bone block it is. Ooh, there might be something to this one. There might be something to this one here. Interesting choices. Okay. Let's see something wild. Purple block. Hot melty cheese. This is not going to work. I should veto this one. No, boo. Strangely, it kind of mixes with the prismarine, but the blackstone and the dried kelp, no. Okay. Chiseled quartz. Meme fresh. Very similar to bone block. Definitely a choice. Okay, I'm actually going to pick some out now. So, Almui is suggesting endstone. I think we should look at what yellow looks like thrown into the mix. No, too garish, too garish. Throws off the balance. Netherite brick, let's try that one. My chat is going crazy right now with suggestions. Now that's good. But I feel like it's extending the palette too much, right? Like, it works, but we kind of want to hold the palette together. Mushroom stem. Oh, you are... No mushroom stem. Stripped acacia, let's try that. Apparently we've got caps lock on. Yellow, too bold. It kind of works, but like you're extending the build palette. Red nether bricks, let's try that one. Again, almost works, but extending the build palette. Stripped birch. Now that adds a lot of lightness in. I feel like we should go with the white colours on the outside. Like, we'll see them again on the inside. Cyan concrete. Interesting suggestion. Oh, that didn't work, did it? I think maybe there's something to that. Okay, I'm looking for a few more suggestions here. tell you what, actually, one I will do. It's not the same sort of... Yeah, grey... I think grey's just a cop-out. Okay, so... where does this start and end? Oh, actually, it looks like... No, if we move this up by 1 block... Oh, do you know what? We could actually line it up pretty darn well. Hang on, I got to think about my aquarium. Oh, wait. Maybe the glass of the aquarium is like right where those stripped? I don't know what I'm talking about. These pillars are? Like, what if... Hang on a minute, I got to think. Wait. Why is this, like, there's blocks missing, isn't there? That's weird. There are blocks missing. And there's a wall. How did that get there? Wait, didn't we build a whole thing here? It's all gone. We had a whole thing. Oh, look. I talked about this earlier. This happens every now and then. You have to build it like the right way or it won't connect. I've got to rebuild every block. Hang on a minute. We did this earlier. This was possible. That goes there. Ah, what? Maybe in the middle they didn't connect. Oh, where is the middle? Maybe it was more like that. That's the way it works, because it was like that. Okay. Okay. Wait, didn't we change this all? I'm having a serious moment here. What? Didn't we... What? This was all different. I swear. This was all like this. When did this happen? Why is it all different? Oh. All that time and effort that we put in. Jeez. All that time and effort and it's changed. Luckily I remember things. Dang. Okay. So, I had this idea that maybe... Every time I say the word maybe, I hear that advert. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Jeez. Damn 90s jingles. Playing adverts over and over again on Nickelodeon. Getting drilled into my membrane. Like, maybe, yeah, maybe it could be like that. That could be where our aquarium is. Bigger. Bigger, but that's where our aquarium is. So, if I change the way that we do this bit here to line up, we can then perhaps still include the aquarium and figure out where that goes. Okay, this is going to be good. I'm going to move it up by 2. Okay, that's fine. That little bit there, we don't worry about that. Now I'm going to move it down by 1, and then I'm going to stack it upwards by 1. Oh, I forgot the double slash. Bam. So then we end up with that. Almost looks like a bit of a face, right? Eyeball 1, eyeball 2. Ah, oh, weird. Faces, they're everywhere. Okay, now we can play up the detail on this black stone like way more than we have done already. With the shapes, like maybe even these bits. Oh wait, what? Maybe they're even full blocks. You know, like we can do a lot. We can make this far more interesting. That's just the placeholder, okay? What we've got to do now is copy and place our placeholder. So let's make it relative to this block. Okay, you're learning some top tricks here. So we copy, right, it's relative to that block. So we want it to be at the right place relative to this block, which it now will be. And I kind of want to put in another one. So if I copy it from here... Oh wait, that's where I copied it from. Actually, I'm not sure what's going on anymore. But was this here already? I think I forgot about that. Hang on. Does that make sense now? Wait, there's something wrong with this. Is the top... I think what happens is this is there at the top. Yes, it is. So... Ah, we got... We're starting all over again. Oh, jeez. Okay, hang on. Hang on a minute. So that wants to go... Right, so I want to go from there to... here and move it up by 1. Now it's correctly aligned. This is just a complete mess at this point. Now we're going to copy the bottom one. Go up a floor and paste it. Now what I can't do is put one at the next height. Let me double check that's correct. It's got space in... Right, it doesn't have a space in... How is this so complicated? It has extra blocks. Okay, now... Now we go... Oh, jeez, this is just embarrassing at this point. Okay, so we're going to copy that. Right, we're going to copy it from here. And paste it on the ones above, so it goes an extra floor higher again. So if we want to build this thing up, which I think we might, that gives us 1, 2, 3 sections to work with. Now, do I want to bring this black stone down here? Probably not, because it's going to, like, come right up against that. So we give it a pass at this level, which means that will be our aquarium somehow. Alright? I think what we're looking at is the glass starts, like, behind these pillars, and then you need to, like, really see the full extent of the fishies in the tank here. Try melons for the strip logs. Melons? Melons ain't gonna go in this build. By the way, we've got noises in the ear. We got JJI SHH here for 6 months. Pearlescent Moon is here for 11. And we got one Pratt with the Prime. Thank you so much for the support, peeps. Appreciate it as always. Now maybe the top of our aquarium could literally be this. Alright. Then if we go upwards, deep contrast, but big blank canvas to maybe put the name of the shop or a sign for the shop or something. Let's see how it goes. Oh wait, that's correct. So yeah, it gets a bit troublesome in this corner, but I think we're kind of going in the right direction. Dang, I mean the first bit came together so smooth. Then since then it's been a bit tricky here and there. I think we removed all of this brick at this height, by the way. I'm pretty sure we removed that earlier. Probably time to let this one settle now, because we've got a whole bunch of weird and wacky ideas, and it ain't quite working out. This ain't the material, by the way. This just ain't the material here. I think bone blocks was the best we had. Actually, let's try that as a replacement. And just see how it looks. Because maybe leaving the right colour in is the way to go, right? Okay, I'm going to take that out. Where'd my axe go? I lost my axe. Not good. Whoa, lots of suggestions for warped logs now. And everyone really wants to see melons. Really? You're going to regret this. It's in my memory somewhere. There we go. Okay. You asked for melons. Ah! It's awful. To be fair, it's... I don't know. It could possibly be used. Just not in this build. No thanks. Wait, we've got to undo first. Okay, so we got the suggestion for the melon. I suggested the bone blocks. Okay, and then we got the suggestion for, was it cyan something? Oh no, it was the stripped. Stripped warped, I believed, was the suggestion. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. Dang, I quite like that. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some work. I think we do need a break, though. We do need a break from this. And I'm wondering if maybe the way to go was to have the curved entrance at the corner and then maybe not take the curved thing all the way up, because it makes it super tricky. Like, we didn't really actually put too much time and effort into this, but let's grab some white windows, right? I think what you would do, though, is not fall into the trap of putting them level. They make some weird noises when you break them, don't they? So we're not going to put them level. And we're going to use this again. So we're going to bring it back. We're going to have, like, prismarine behind it again. You know, essentially we're doing the same thing, but we're mixing it in with a new block. Then you have your window. Then that. And this again. So it's like prismarine, window, prismarine. How do you get the corner in from there? Where's that? Is it here? Then you can't see it because it's like that. Maybe put the glass there. You could also mix it up with some panes to add a little bit of quirkiness with the shape, right? Now, if I then... Oh, I'm pressing caps lock. If I then bring the glass here, it's a little too together, unfortunately. Maybe you go like that. Poke out like that. Poke out that. That's not much of anything either, really, is it? It's very difficult to put them on the diagonal. Make the windows too wide, maybe. Could do, yeah. I think we're ultimately going to get pushed into... Well, here's the other way of doing it, right? Let's say we did keep it level. So we have that there. Then we're going to have a pillar, this here. And then that there. Now that, it's not so bad, but it don't really quite look like proper windows like we've seen them in other places. You try and add some ledges. Okay, get away with it there. Here, maybe not so much. I don't know. Then it becomes that sort of diagonal repetitiveness. Maybe you even put these just at the bottom bits, right? But again, very patternless. Doesn't look right. I don't think it looks good. So, instead of going with that, maybe you keep this bit here, we tidy it up, we make it look good, but we then just kind of take it back a step and do it like business like normal. Okay, so that means this is here. Prismarine window, and then the next pillar is there. Let's do the same thing on the other sides. Now, where do they meet? Maybe they meet like that. I don't know. Oh, where are we at? Prismarine and then glass. Let's go with the white again. And I'm thinking there's lots of blocks you could change up here and do something more interesting with it. It doesn't have the same feeling at all. Could be because I haven't built it up enough. Let's put blocks behind the glass as well. Maybe just punch out some of this noise that's nearby as well. I don't know. I don't think that really does much. Kind of not seeing a lot of it either, are we? Maybe these middle ones aren't helping us. Like these are perhaps the bigger luxury apartments, so to speak. So they could have big windows like this, or they could have like a section like that, maybe with a different type of wall. It then makes me want to kind of strip out all of this design that we got going on. And then that exposes more of the dried kelp again, which we didn't want. But maybe you just have that all the way up to wherever it goes. Open it up more. I don't know. Peeps keep saying balcony. It's the same problem. Like, do you want like a diagonal balcony or a... When you try and put these elements onto the diagonal, it gets tricky. You can see B-Dubs has done it there, but look, very singular. Just the one, you know, in the middle, and we kind of got a space big enough for 2 or 3. I think it's time to take a break. Like, we got off to a cracking start, and then it's just kind of hit this fumble in the middle. Another thing we have to do is build like the sides and the behind of it as well. That's going to be challenging. But one thing at a time, essentially. And I think what we did so far actually was pretty darn great. It's really going to add something to the area. Break time, says Bashful Watcher. Yeah, definitely a break from building this. So yeah, a break is always good. When I built this, I got a lot of it done in one go, but then it took a couple of breaks to finish the last bits and another break to do this on top. So always got to keep that in mind, right? Come back with fresh eyes, says Bashful Watcher. Indeed, indeed. That we will do. Ooh, yawning. Oh. Jeez. I like the way the world loads in with this low render distance. By the way, I got it on low render distance because, like, my computer is running the world as opposed to a server, so it's pretty intensive. And somewhere around here, there it is. Bam. Okay. Stinky Cheese says, how do you deal with Minecraft burnout, or any game for that matter? Well, when it comes to other games, I get burned out of them all the time. But when it comes to Minecraft, it's don't really get burned out. It's like It's like Tango said to me the other day. You know, other games have content, but in Minecraft, you make the content. Ah! The noise! The noises. So when we build something here, in this area, let's just poke out. I mean, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's not necessary, but we've got to remember that we want to keep skylight access, I believe, to this level. So you kind of want the base of what you're building to be a little further around. So what we'll do is... actually, let's just go expand 2, 2, and 2. But I want to do something different over on this side, okay? This is the collection point. Collection room should probably have like a good 5 blocks in front of here. So 1, 2. It's going to be tricky to figure out. Yeah, that's going to be too tricky. Okay, so that we're at 2 here. Right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you got the water streams. So water streams are going to be literally about here and here. Or I could put them on either side, actually. So let's say we expand in this direction by 5. Then we do set 0 again. Oh, that's loud. Because maybe what we could actually do is just put them on either side. So you got your little 5x5 room, and then you put them here and there. So that means that they'll be about here somewhere. Like maybe they're there and then over here. In which case, judging by this, and figuring out the space that we have here. So let's expand one more in that direction and then get rid of all of that. Cool. Now, just to emphasize it, gonna go down to this level. I wish it was like replace all but I'm not sure. Maybe there is. Anyway, replace, we'll do it this way around, grass with air. Oh right, I know why. It's because it's the block. Then you got to do jungle leaves with air. Might as well just do this manually, I think. Because some of these are oak. Which is a good point, it's just oak, isn't it? There, and then... that's actually most of it. Cool. So, we can see like the kind of area that would become the base of this tower, right? Because what we build above it needs to preserve this. So like the bare minimum, actually yeah, I should be doing it this way around. Like the bare minimum of our tower is what we'll wait, is that the... I don't want that! I want this, thank you. Thank you. By the way, we've got a noise in the ear. SCJDG. Thank you for 17 months of support, dude. Appreciate it. By the way, peeps, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, playing COTC in the evening. And then on Monday, Hermitcraft livestream in survival. Dude, like, I'm getting a big lag every time I place a single block. That is super annoying. What is with this game, hey? Wrong one. Maybe turning that down a bit more will help. Tiny bit. Tiny bit of help, that was. Okay. So the absolute bare minimum our tower thing can be when it's higher up is like this. Let's go ahead and stack. Actually, before I do, I'm going to replace white underscore concrete with white underscore wall. I'm going to try something different today. Now, then we're going to stack it, you know, 100 blocks, right? Ridiculous. Definitely going to undo that. So, I need the render distance up now. This is how we normally view our base at render distance. Actually, I have it at 20, but I think the server's set to 16. So it loads 16, but you got a different fog. Okay, so I think that's a great place to have a tower because it's not too close to any of the others. But in terms of height, that's really pushing it. And that's going to be the footprint of its shape. Like, it's going to be bigger than that. So I think what we'll do is undo. And let's try like 70. Oh, that would have been really bad. Oh, that was a big boo-boo. Has it crashed? Oh, it went diagonal with it. Oh, man. Oh! Oh, no! Oh, jeez! At least the world didn't crash. That's still, I don't know, that still feels maybe too big. Like, it doesn't have to be a big tower. Plus, you know, we've got to keep, it can't have something like this, because we've got to keep that skylight axis, right? So I can't help but feel this is going to, like, flatten out on top. So maybe if we embrace that as the concept, then we treat it like it's a landing bay, okay? So let's say we go 50 up. Still might be a little bit too tall for what I'm thinking. Let's go 40. So we could have it so that this thing is actually like bigger at the top and there's this whole like grid. And then you can look down and see that. So maybe we do something with like some curved struts that hold out a big platform up top. Put a giant squid on it. I kind of wanted to avoid that. I mean, there's only a little bit of that in this area, right? I had thought about this. And actually, I think at that height, it's going to fit in just about right. Also, if we branch it out either side, we can then build up in those spaces. So, yeah, now the base looks a bit dull. And the reason that I made this bigger is because I initially want the base to have some of those water streams coming up. So what we'll do is figure out where they go. And this is what I want to do on Monday. I want to come in here and get this little room figured out. Okay, so we'll go. So that's like 1, 2, 3. So we need to expand 2, and then like that. Now we're going to. Okay, and I guess I'll just punch my way out. Bam. And then on this side, I'll do it different. Oh, that's not all of it. Wow. There you go. So that's where they're going to go. And then we're probably going to have a path go here, and then go to the right and connect with that one. That's easy peasy. So the entrance will be around here. Right, now let's grab our grey. So I want to go with, actually I think I'll use the material that I use down the base, the cyan terracotta, right? That's what we use down, well, all over the place. That's 2 blocks there and 2 blocks here, yeah. So we'll go around with a big square shape. There'll be an opening in the middle to get into this space. There'll also be like a viewing point, I guess. God, the lag every time I place a single block is just ridiculous. Let's turn it back down. Oh. Did you think about enhancing the jungle around your towers as well, says Timor and Crom. By enhancing, I'm not sure entirely what you mean, but the jungle has had like loads of leaves. Like all these leaves here were manually placed on the ground to stop mob spawning. The problem is like with my base is that they were 2 big grinds thrown together. I initially had plans to do loads of detail work on the ground floor and build up like a village or whatever, you know, like a kind of lower level to it, but it just became too much. It's one of the things, like you can be overly ambitious in this game because there's always this time demand. Like time to design the tower, then time to gather the resources, time to build it, right? There's always that going on. So this thing should probably be like, for the most part at least, 3 blocks tall. But then over here it's this tall, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 5 then, and then... or maybe 6 and have like a... kind of lip on the inside, right? So we... do something like that, although it have carpet on top. God, it's so laggy. It really is terribly laggy. I think I need to just build with this more, like... bam! Like that. Then over to here. Over to there. It's actually not laggy when I build with World Edit, funny enough. Concrete is the business. There we go. Oh, the lag. Oh. Oh. T-Bear76 has subscribed for 6 months. Thank you, dude. Appreciate the support. How is it that laggy, says iTyrone? Well, it's Minecraft. It's a world that's been played in for a very long time, and this is just one of those things that happens, really. It's inevitable. We actually had it in survival over here, digging, didn't we, as well? Not just a because I'm using creative issue. Now, this would also free up this space for me, the player, to actually enjoy this area, which I wasn't actually thinking about. So... oh, did I... oh. I'm just getting it all wrong. There we go. So we'll have that going on down here. And actually, this will always be lit by the skylight because we've got to keep all of these blocks all the way to the top, right? So we can do something pretty cool with that space. Probably will involve... now, the stone isn't aesthetically pleasing, so we'll probably have like a trim of lapis. Ooh. Ooh, now I've got ideas. Like, maybe not all of this, but... we could certainly do that. Yeah, I think that makes sense, actually. And then over the top of it, have glass. Oh, that there. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. Then we can put something in the corners, but... so far, so good, I'd say. That would look great. Bam. Yeah, right, let's not get focused on this too much. This is a good name, right? It says first time on Twitch, glad to be watching. Glad to have you with us, dude. It is a good name. Now, compared to the bases of other towers, that's kind of uninteresting. Here's another problem. I built a lot of these towers. Like, I don't have a crazy amount of inspiration left for them, you know, really explored the ideas. They take so much time, and I think when everything's newer and fresh, it's like really easy to come up with stuff. But then once you've built a bunch of them, it's like, I've seen where this goes. So, this being free tool might be pushing it a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe 2 is the better way to go. So this lip we're going to extend like way over on either side and create a big flat platform. And then possibly build some other things on it as well. I guess an important question here though is like, is it alright so far? Because compared to the other towers, we're very restricted on its space. And I feel like this might end up just being like a big fat blob. It's kind of hard to disguise, right, as anything else. This though, this tower over here, this just reminds me that you got to get in the details somewhere and you got to figure them out. Yeah, it might have been a mistake to maybe make this block here exactly as close to that as possible, because then I have to build outwards rather than inwards. Like, can't put a pallet of honey on it, but maybe, yeah, maybe we'll find some like honey details to put in here. How about making it look like a bit of a battery or an energy cell with it being in the middle? There is some logic, says Tuxaban. Possibly, yeah. Honestly, I really feel like I've exhausted a lot of my ideas for these towers. It's just kind of occurred to me as I start to build this, like, I had so many ideas when building each one of these that they kind of just, like, came together in a way that had a new idea. Whereas this one, I feel far more driven by, like, let's build another tower, and I'm not really sure what the idea is. Okay, so 3 blocks in is there. 3 blocks in here. I think maybe 5. We're going by 5. Is that 5? That is 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Then this thing can be 3 blocks wide. Okay, and that's where we'll have our support beam coming out to this ledge. You can actually calculate this next bit that I'm going to do with a like a Minecraft circle generator or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually not very big. Kind of pictured that being way bigger. Let's go. Let's make this 7. And you know what? We don't actually have to have it be like a perfect curve. Could have something more diagonal going on. I got to admit, I feel like I don't have the idea here. Like, I kind of came into this knowing, all right, I've got this big fat box, and I've got to somehow build it into a tower, right? And I just don't. Hang on, let me change. I want to get some inspiration here. Like, let's get that view distance up. No one like the Tesla coil idea, says Lord Lynx. I mean, turning this into a Tesla coil, like, you've got to balance detail with form and scale. So the problem we have here is that we need this box to be this big. Has to be that big. Okay, what are we putting on top of it? How are we integrating that? I just don't see it. I just feel like all I've got so far is a platform. I think it might be better to sit on this idea and not rushing to anything. I want to build more towers, but like I should probably build the tower that I got in my mind rather than try and make a tower work there. I mean, this one turned out great over here. Sword tower was bonkers. They've all got like some vision or story behind them, or some sort of experiment. So far, this is just a blob. Kind of complements that a little bit as well. Yeah, this ain't working for me, peeps. I think I need to sit on that one a bit more. And you know what? I would love for the towers, by the way, to like extend all through this area and have more and more of them. But like, you know, this cluster that I got here, that really kind of like took a lot of time and energy, and after a certain point you're just sort of doing the same thing over and over again, right? That's why I've pushed to like make my base fill complete, and then whenever we do something, like we add a piece to it and then that piece is finished, as opposed to like doing loads of stuff and having it all unfinished. I've explored this idea and possibly reached like my limit with it, I guess. But dang, like let's say I was more than one person, you know, let's say I had like 48 hours in a day. All that extra time could add up to figuring everything else out, but it's too much time at this point, I think. Anyway, I want to come back here and look at this again. But maybe I need even more time to settle my eyes, right? As we say. It looks so good. It's such a great start. I'm looking forward to building like the sides of this over here. This, I reckon, this will end up like this lip won't be much bigger. I don't think I want to build a big overhang on top of the greenhouse. That doesn't make sense. Probably going to come across here. The walls can probably be relatively flat. Like, yeah, look at this. Like when there is not much need for detail, there is literally not much need for detail, right? So, in theory though, if you were coming into this back alley, you would want this stuff here to actually have a bit more than that going on. Like this has got it right. Like it's flat, but there's still the texture stuff going on. So maybe we can take a page out of that book. We do want to randomize some of the texture and stuff here. But yeah, a lot to be done. And to be frank, you know, like we kind of really hit a stride at the beginning getting this done. It's still got a ways to go, but it's been a terrific stream. T-Bear 76. Oh, I did read that one out, didn't I? I read that noise in the ear. Hang on, one thing we've got to do here. I'm gonna take that bit out of the screenshot, right? Like it's just gonna be like that. Bam. There you go. My friends, we're gonna wrap it up right here. It's been fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it. It was good to do some creative building roller, y'all, but that's all I've got time for today. But other things to do. Before you head out of here, be sure to hit the follow button. And look out for an episode of Hermitcraft tomorrow. We'll now do a raid as we always do, right? And strangely, it's what's it telling me here? Okay, I don't know. I think it just glitched out for me. We're gonna pick a Minecraft channel with not a lot of viewers. Okay, I got someone here building an Enderman farm by the looks of it. Right, okay, you know the deal with the raid. Send you to a random channel. It's a way to support the Minecraft community. You can now do that in chat. You can hit the raid button. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Thank you for all my patrons for your support over the years. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, peeps. Bye-bye.